So in this new section, we'll be spawning moving targets randomly. So if you remember well, in the previous section, we looked at two different types of target, a target which is basically static, and the other target which was a moving target. So again, in this section, we'll just use the moving targets and try to spawn them randomly. So the first thing we can do is to create a brand new empty object, so create empty, and to rename it spawn moving targets. Okay, so once this is done, we can just create a script that will be used to spawn new targets. So again, we're going to go to create, C#, and then rename this C# spawning moving targets. Okay, so once this is done, you can open your script. This script again will be linked to the empty object, and we'll work with this function called update. So again, the idea really will be to create a timer, and every time this timer reaches a threshold, we'll be spawning a new target. So again, first thing, I'm going to declare a variable for the timer. So again, that's going to be 0 again, and actually I should be here instead. And then again, the actual object to be spawned, so again the object will be of type game object, and we're going to call it new object. Alright, now in the update function, it's going to be quite simple. We will add 1 to this timer every time every second. Okay, so it should be time.delta time. Okay, so again, what we will do is add 1 every second. Then what we need to do is to create a variable that will be a random number. So again, we're going to call this function range, or this number range, and then basically it's going to be ranging between -10 and +10. Okay, and the idea really is to create this object so that it's basically to the left or to the right of the player. Then we can create a brand new position. So again, vector3 new position. Okay, and again this position will be used for the object to be instantiated. So again, it's going to be a type vector3, and then again what we need to do is to specify its x coordinate. So again, it's going to be the same as the position of the player. Okay, dot transform dot x, but we will add this particular range. Okay, so again it's going to be the x position. Sorry, transform dot position dot position dot x. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say so game object dot find player. That's correct. Transform position dot x plus range. Okay. After that, we just need the y position. So again, the y position will be the exact same as the position of the empty object which is spawning the target. So again, it's going to be transform dot position dot position dot x dot y, sorry, and then again we should be pretty much okay. The z will be 0. Okay, now I've got some issues with my auto completion here, but we should be alright. So now if the timer reaches 1 second, then we'll start to instantiate the object. So in our case, again, we're going to create a brand new object. We're going to call t, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, equals, again, we're going to do a casting again, so game object here, and we're going to instantiate what? Instantiate the new object. So again, this will be initialized in the inspector window. Okay, new object to the new position that we have defined, which is basically just ahead of the player, but plus -10 in terms of the x coordinate. Okay, and again here new position, and then a quaternion dot identity. Okay, so we should be okay. Now my autocompletion is all over the place, but we should be pretty much all right. So again here, just to go back through the code, your timer here is increased by 1 every second. Then this is not range. I'm gonna say yes, it's random dot range. That's better. Okay. Again, the new vector, the position is defined here, which is fine. And now the time when the timer is more than 1, we can actually instantiate this new object. So if I go to the console window, obviously I'm going to have some errors here. Timer plus equals, that should be better. Okay, random obviously is random with an A. And now Unity should be pretty much happy. Alright, the variable C, okay. Now the variable T is assigned, but its value is never used. That's alright. So again here, what we want to do, and I forgot, is we want to reset the timer to 0 in this particular case. So now we have this spawn moving target here. We're going to take our script and drag and drop it to it. So as you do that, you can see that now you have an empty field here. And what we want basically is a moving target. We just need to take the moving target here and to move it there. Alright, now obviously for the testing, we just we can keep the target if we want to, but we're going to actually deactivate that. And I think we should be pretty much okay at this stage. So again, we can actually deactivate the target if you want to, which is fine. So again, this object spawning moving target, I just want to make sure it's actually just above the player, because it's exactly the Y coordinate used to spawn my object. So if I actually play my scene and move around, now you can see that these targets are actually instantiated. Okay, that's random position. So again, I'm not exactly sure exactly when they will actually be appearing.